Good evening and welcome to Wednesday night. It's Leanne. I do apologise. I don't have my my opener going on tonight, simply because I have deleted it and I need to reload it from the hard drive. So I figured I'm running late tonight a little bit, so I would just come live. Hopefully, oh, there we go. We've got people coming in, so I can see that Facebook and whatnot has connected now. So let me know you're watching from the comments. Say hi. Let me know if you're new here as well. Hashtag new, and let me welcome you to the page as well. Hey, gorgeous Caroline. How are you, honey? I hope you've had a really good week. It seems the comments have changed a little bit here in the background. So whether not my time, I'm coming through to my time, whether Be Live has changed the way they're doing things. Hey, Deb. Hey, Diane. We also got Joe here saying hi. How are you, honey? My mum's here. Mum, you weren't the first one through today. What's going on? A little bit slow off the mark. Oh, good. Michaela is here. Hey, honey. Oh, thinking of me and my daughter. Thank you, gorgeous. I appreciate all the love and the support and the thoughts that we are getting of late. Keza's here. Hey, honey. How you going? I'm not doing too bad, thank you. Hey, Terry. How are you? I must admit the light in front of me is a little bit bright, so if I am squinting, that is why. Hey, Roz. How are you, hun? Roz, for something different, if you want to, and I know I'm putting you on the spot, feel free to jump in and join in on the show with me, and we can both read if you want to. If you don't want to, I know it's last moment thing. Like I said, I'll put you on the spot there. I'm happy if you want to join in with me as well. And we'll see how we go for the full hour tonight. I know I am starting to feel a little bit tired. Okay, hey Kim, how are you, honey? And we have the sisters here as well. No, we don't. Sorry, Kim and Keza. How are you, hun? Keza's saying hi to Mum. Hi, Joanne. How you going, honey? Deidre, Diane. Sorry, saying hi to Roz. Had a few. Morning's happy. I'm sure we will have a good laugh, Roz. So beautiful. We will keep an eye on Roz coming through. Angelita, hey, honey. So she is new. So welcome to the page, hun. And please do feel free to hit the following button, whether you're watching from my page or My Time TV. I can see you're not coming through from YouTube. So, Roz, what's your link? Rose, you should have it in your emails, hun. Let me just see if I can get my guest link for you and drop it. I haven't even got Facebook open. Just bear with me, guys, while I drop this link to Roz in Facebook. I should have just told you it, Roz. 88 guest on the end. You know the rest of it, don't you, hun? I am presuming on that. So I haven't done much on Facebook at all lately. So things are been a little out of order. Okay, let me just paste it here. There we go. So just a reminder why I am doing this. Don't forget to help me spread the love. Invite your friends and family to join in as well. You never know when somebody will get a message. And if you'd like to ask a question tonight, please do ask a direct question. If you would like a card, hashtag card, and I will pull you one of my Inner Soul Guidance Oracle cards that Deb and I had published last year. While I'm on that, if you want to get a deck, please do check out innersoulguidance.com.au, or you can go to my website, leannewinston.com. Now, I know Deb is getting around to some of the markets around Adelaide and the events, and I think she's out Tichy Plaza way at some event this weekend. You can certainly probably find more details on our website, innersoul.com.au, of where she is. Yep, so Angelita is watching from Facebook. So please do check them out and come along and support us. We have had such a great review and feedback on them. So I am really pleased with that. Grace says, hello, any readings for me currently in relationship? We will get to the readings very shortly, hun. I do have some beautiful members down in the green room at the moment, and they certainly do get privilege or first choice of readings of these shows as they are paying a membership as well. So I just see Rosal's starting to load now, so she won't be long and I'll bring her up as well. Ros, I can hear in the background. Is it yours? I just mute you for a sec, Ros. Your picture hasn't loaded. You've got a screen share or something on there, hun. Terry, will you ever come to Mildura? Yes, honey. My travel plans have been put on hold for a little while at this stage, as so have my face-to-face readings. For those that don't know, my daughter was recently just diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, which is a blood cancer. Yes, it is that one that Delta Goodrum had at the same age of 18. So we are focusing on getting her healthy and well and rebuilding her immune system because she is immune compromised at the moment and does start her chemo tomorrow. For those that have been sending me lots of messages and love around that and asking how she's going. Doing well as expected, still very positive, a long journey ahead of her, but certainly is one very tough little cookie. And once all that is sorted and we've got her back on her feet, thank you, honey. I really appreciate that. I certainly will look at traveling again. Ros and I had quite a few places all booked in for this last half of the year with dates booked in. But we certainly will get back there. Now, just on that subject, if anybody is wanting to make a reading with me, I am limiting my readings just a little bit. I'm just going to bring Ros up while I am talking about it. She's chewing away. Oh, good, Ros. I need to work out, excuse me, how to get us both on screen at the same time. Hey, Ross. Hey, Leanne.
Hello.
I can hear you, but it's not letting me bring the two up at once. It's only showing me one screen at the moment.
Well, it should actually let you go with the two, the little 2-block one. It should be there.
Yeah, it's not. It's just the one at the moment
Just going to
sort of thing. So, guys, just bear with me for a moment, and I'm actually going to reload at my end and see if that helps. I know that may lose some of the comments that we already have there as well. So let me just reload. Ros is on screen at the moment, so you never know. She may stay there. Just see where we go. We'll be back in one moment. Love it.
I wasn't quite prepared for this, but that's all right. I'm happy to jump into live streams, as you know. It's lovely to be actually joining Leanne on her show for once, because it's been a long time since that has actually happened.
Yeah, it certainly has, hasn't it? No, it's still giving me one. So maybe I'll just flick as we're talking between each other. Sometimes it does actually drop it in as I go to drop somebody out.
Have you actually got the latest version of B.Live? That might be the other factor, because every so often you do need to actually update. Yeah, I'm not sure how that happens because I use it every day, so it's just something that it's kept up to date somehow. I haven't had you on as a guest for a while to know if there's a difference at the moment.
Yeah, that's it. I know I have been having trouble with it for a few weeks now, and it will work on and off sort of thing. B.Live Stew link to clipboard. I don't know what that means, but that's all right. No, maybe that's something I need to do is maybe, I just sign into B.Live into their website every day, every time I do it.
Yeah, well, that's all I do.
Yeah.
Log in. Yeah.
Yeah.
So right there, it should be working.
Yeah, and it always seems to be near the end of the shows that it starts to work. So, I've tried. I wonder if I hide myself.
Hi, everyone. It does feel a bit weird being the only one. I mean, I'm used to being the only one on the screen, but it does feel a bit weird since I know
it is.
to be single on the screen.
Yeah, it really is. Like I put both of us on solo off, so we got solo on sort of thing. But yeah, that is really weird. So anyway, Roz, I will juggle us. Hopefully, I don't make people too seasick with flicking back and forward. How's your week been, honey? I feel like it's been forever since we caught up.
Oh gosh, a week. What is a week in my week? It's pretty much the same thing. I sit in front of it. See this box? I'm in front of it. Well, it's not even a box anymore. It's actually just a screen, isn't it? And it's a
Yeah.
full computer, which is even weirder. From the time where we had those towers on the side with floppy disks and everything. Well, you
Oh
might
my God.
floppy disks.
I remember them.
I remember them from the CPM DOS days. That's how long. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it certainly is that things have come along a lot since then. And the ease of being able to use it, it's a shame it's not as easy as I know it can be, because usually we have the ability to be both of us on the screen at once, isn't it?
Yeah, that's it. Exactly. Something I really need to spend the time to get sorted, but yeah.
I mean,
So
I've been doing a bit of study. I've been doing some book writing in a sense, yes.
oh
So
yes, that project. I love it.
that project, learning that, the publishing industry, indie publishing or whatever it is, and got ideas I want to get moving with that. So, between TAFE and that, it's in front of a screen. I'm having a lovely wine. Look at this.
Oh, nice. That'll keep you warm.
It's a very nice drop too. I'm going to say that again, Shaz. If you are watching, there's a very nice drop. As you know. Who's the one I was sharing the wine with? Hysterically, look over the waves.
Yeah, maybe Deb needs to pack that in her handbag. She's off to netball out in the cold weather tonight. So, honey, stay warm.
It's a very nice wine. Yes.
Yeah, beautiful.
Evening.
And Sarah says, "Hey, honey, how are you?" Hi, Roz, too. What a gorgeous surprise, lovely surprise. It is. So I've seen you on there, and I thought I'd ask you to come up. So beautiful. So we have some beautiful members, and I have a dog here that is trying her hardest to say hello, and she's going from side to side, headbutting me. Oh no, she wants me now to let the cat in. The cat can stay there because he protested and he didn't want to go out beforehand. So, hey, Nat, how you going?
Yeah. I like that. It's only Wednesday. It is only Wednesday.
Oh, I tell you, at the moment, it's like my days are just totally out of whack because like Tara's going, okay, because she's 18, a lot of the appointments they will talk to her about now sort of thing rather than me. So it's like, Mum, this day, and this day, or, in 2 days' time, I've got this appointment. And it's like, I'm forgetting what the days are. I just know that in what row order we have to do things.
Is she monitoring your calendar and adding the things into your calendar as well?
No, I have suggested to her maybe that she needs to do that. So I don't know how that stuff works. I use Apple and I'm like, oh God.
Okay. You don't use Apple. You've got a phone. Shouldn't
I've got Samsung. Yeah, but I use Google. So, if she really wanted to work it out, I'm sure she could.
Could use a Google Calendar just for her appointments to share with you, so it's there.
Yeah. If it came into my work calendar, that would be really good because then I'm not doubling up. So, Kim says, Leanne, I joined your inner circle but can't get on camera yet. Not sure how you do that.
The link's in the email.
Yeah, honey. So you should be getting an email sent out to you each Wednesday morning. My beautiful BA Joanna does that for me. And all you need to do is click on that link like the gorgeous ladies have down in the green room. And I will bring them up in a moment. Roz and I can have a chat with them. Or you can do it from your phone. You can do it from an iPad. You can do it from your laptop sort of thing. So as long as you've got a camera on it, we can see you, hun. So we'd love to have a chat with you. So let me try and bring Cherie up and see if we can say hello to her. And let me just open her mic. How you going, hun? Beautiful. We can't hear you. No. All right. Let me just. Aha! Look, I think I've got it. I've got 3 of us on the screen at once. I'm not touching any more buttons.
Let's
But,
move to your right there.
me
Brett,
or
no,
Cherie?
Cherie.
Yeah.
Almost
Just
the same colour. Hello.
there we go. How you going, hun?
Good, thank you. How are you?
That's good. Good. Do you want to just move your screen fraction to your right, just so we can see you? No, other way. Sorry. That's it.
Is that better?
Perfect. Yeah, love it. How? Oh, you've gone back too far.
How's that?
That's it.
Okay.
How you
I'm not good
going,
with this.
hun?
Yeah, good, thank you. Lots going on, as always. I was
Yeah.
thinking it's been a year since I've seen you. We're at Clemsig Psychic Fair.
Wow.
It was
Is it?
almost a year ago. Yeah.
Yeah, and it's funny because I only thought of you a few weeks ago, and Mum as well. I can't believe it's been that long.
Yeah. Yes, it has. I know. And it's been a
Wow.
big year. And yeah, thoughts are with you, your daughter as well. I did not know. That's
Yeah, thank you. It came out of the blue, put it that way. You know how things work like
yeah,
that.
yeah.
So,
Big love.
yeah, thank
Yeah.
you. And you're on the right path?
I am.
Excellent.
How do you feel about it?
I feel good about it. I
Yeah,
felt good
yeah.
about it 12 months ago.
Yeah, I know you did. I know you did. Yeah. No, I'm
Yeah.
good. I'm at the other end of it now. I had the reversal surgery, so that was another major surgery in March.
Yeah, you've had a
so-
few now, haven't you?
Yeah. So now that's 3 months on, and I really am feeling a lot better. Energy's picked up.
Excellent, good. And I think that's for like my daughter, that's been the hardest thing is the
Yeah.
energy lately.
Yeah.
She had
absolutely.
a blood transfusion last week, and I think there's another one tomorrow, depending on how her bloods came up from today.
Yeah.
So that will make a whole lot of difference too. So it's good to
Yeah.
see some colour back in her face and
Yeah.
a bit more energy, well, when she has those. So please, people,
Yeah.
go out and donate as much as you can or
Yeah.
as often as you can.
Yeah,
So
definitely.
you definitely,
Life-saving. Yeah.
oh, definitely, you don't realise how much until you put in that situation.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
excellent. Did you have any questions you'd like to ask Ros and I?
I don't know. I feel like I might have a lot. Thoughts about opening my practice soon. Not my practice, but sharing a space with a friend.
Yep, perfect.
So have some reservations, but I'm excited as well for the start of my business, my journey.
Yeah.
But my gut's telling me some other things. So maybe that.
Do you think it's the gut telling you, or it's the fear that's coming up around it?
Ooh. Hopefully it's just the fear and it's not my gut.
Yeah. And it's funny. Chip, go away, please.
The ego itself can actually rear its head as part of that factor.
Yeah, that's it. And it's funny because when I was getting ready to come on, I had Big Brother on it, and I have a major fear around snakes, and their panic room tonight was full of snakes. And I'm like, I need to walk away from this. And I went to the loo, and I'm sitting there and I'm going, it's just fear, Leanne. They're not, like, it's not real. They're on TV. And I thought, well, that would probably be a great subject for tonight. And of course, I've got distracted with that technology. So I'm more drawn to fear. I get don't lean into the fear, lean into the ability to take that first step to get things moving. And I also feel like it's a great way to bring focus back in to your life in that sense, in rather than, you know, just all the medical stuff. It's something that you've always wanted to do is the reference I get. So to me, now is the time to step out there and start putting yourself back. But I also get the reference to listen to your body as well. So, you know, you're switched on. So, you know, your intuition's strong. Yeah. So trust your body, know how far you push and when to sort of ease off as well, sort of thing. And I think if we can find a balance in that, no matter what we're going through, it makes a big difference as well. So yeah, beautiful. Well, when you get your business done and that, please let me know, and we'll have to catch up. I'd love to have a coffee with you.
I would love to too.
And catch up properly. And
definitely.
I'd love to have your cards on hand for my clients that I can send that way as well.
Thank you so much.
You are welcome, honey.
Good luck tomorrow with the first lot of chemo too.
Chemo, yeah. It's good. I'm kind of like looking forward to it because I feel then we're being proactive and getting on top of it. Yeah, the last 4 weeks has just been so many tests and pick lines and different stuff. So yeah, I think it's going to hit home more so Tuesday when she decides that she's got to cut her hair off to have the wig done. But
Next week. Good point.
yeah, she chose to leave it until next week, and the lady that's making the wig has said that's fine. So I'm letting her lead that in how she wants to do it. So yeah, there'll be lots of boxes of tissues, I'm sure, not just for me.
Well, sending lots of love.
Thank you,
And all the
honey.
best.
Yeah,
Thank
beautiful.
you. Thanks for having me on.
You're welcome. Send me an email and we'll work out a time to catch up.
That'd be great.
So,
That'd be
all
great.
right.
All right.
Take care, hun.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. Oh, so many beautiful souls out there. Whoops, now we've gone to you by yourself. Let's hit the hide button, see if that works. And look, we got Roz and I on together.
Yes.
Oh my God.
We are left here as the two.
Yeah, technology. You gotta love it. So I don't think I'll touch too many buttons. You know what I'm like, Roz. And it's weird. It's like I've had to trick the system into doing that. And I was finding that the last few weeks as well.
It's just a bit weird, but then I don't always have someone on with me. So the solo factor, it's easy.
Yeah.
I love pressing buttons, so
we know. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know I'm throwing this out of left field as well as inviting you on tonight at last minute, but what's your thoughts on fear and the way it's coming up lately for people?
Fear really, it does come back to being part of what is our ego. We are humans. I've got everything beeping away here, so I'm just going to ignore it. I don't know how to turn it off.
Good.
Most of them are Facebook comments, Facebook.
Yeah, notifications.
Anyway, and even though I turn them off, it doesn't turn them off the phone. Fear being ego-based, and because it's that human factor of what we're experiencing here, I do find that it is more, it does go back to the origins of what is that fight flight and those automatic instincts. And that's what the ego is originally for, is for that fight flight. But we've tended in the way that we live now, in being always turned on and tuned into something, that we find it a lot harder to actually cut it out of what is our awareness. That we are actually so tightly strung into that feeling fear, rather than allowing what is that peace, tranquility, that the flow of what is that natural, the positive energies. That they've just seemed to, we've got the bombardment of media all the time, and the technology with internet, with TV, with whatever news factor we're tuning into, and it is all fear-based because it's sensational, gets people to watch.
Yeah.
So fear is that false experience appearing real. So, it just is, that's what it is. And we do need to consciously switch it around to being what is not fear, but
that's it.
And what is it if it's not fear? It's just everything that's not love. So I'm basing from that unconditional love energy. So
and that's the thing, like even with Sri, with making the decisions, going back into your heart space, and when you sit in that heart space, you do find that fear sort of starts to dissolve, sort of thing, and it starts to feel right. You find peace in making those choices, sort of thing. But I also look at fear as a way of keeping me grounded. So when the fear comes up, that's my sign then to go, okay, Leanne, take a breath, ground yourself, realign, and go back within to be able to see the clearer pitch. The dog's going.
I mean, it is. We need those triggers that bring us back to what is, and it's almost is what is our being present, so that we have that awareness rather than just automatically flying or flowing through whatever we're experiencing, whether it's the negatives or the positives, if we want to put those labels on it. That we are actually more conscious and present in the moment. And it does, it all serves a purpose, though. With that,
it does.
We are actually building our spiritual muscles as well as the physical and we have challenges to go through. Yeah.
Yeah. And it does take a while for people to learn how to trust and surrender to that energy as well, sort of thing. I know, like, when I made the commitment to go into the shop, where we had the wellbeing centre that you were a part of,
Yeah.
a while back, you know, that all just fell into place. I found the place, you know, somebody asked me to join her, found the place on the internet the same day. We looked at it, walked in the door, and we just knew that was meant to be it for that couple of years, sort of thing. And, you know, yes, it was scary. It was the unknown. It was a big step to do that. But at the same time, it felt so right. So,
Well, it was, you know, I hadn't known you from a bar of soap until
must be about 8-9 years ago now.
oh, it was, and it was only a very short time before then that you had that, and it was at the old rowing club at Murray Bridge. I know
That's
that's where
right.
it was, whatever it's called now.
Community club.
Yeah, so it was that then, but I'd only ever known it as the rowing club at that point. But anyway, you know, it was there, met you, did some sound stuff at your live show, met Sue Nicholson and blah, blah. And then it wasn't, you know, it was a week or two later and you'd contacted me again. I thought, who's Leanne? You know, I was trying to remember, because me with my memory block.
And we'd met through somebody else. So.
Yeah, and we had met through someone else, exactly. And but it was just that synchronicity of how things were meant to be, because you said, would you be interested in renting a room at this set of shops and blah, blah. Oh, yeah, because I like to go with the flow. And here we are. So it really is that trusting in what Spirit has in line for us, as far as the synchronicities will start to happen. And it really is taking those many steps sometimes. Other times it's fucking, it's huge.
The word split, Roz.
You know.
That's it. Don't punch your mum.
Oh, there you go. There's some nice messages there. Thank you.
Yeah, that's it. And I love this one. It's really good to see Roz and Leanne together. What a great team. And, you know, and that is, you find your people, you find your place, and, you know, the learning to go with the flow. So, yeah.
Absolutely, yes.
Excellent.
I like Tim's there. Roz likes pressing buttons.
Exactly, that's it. So, all right, well, let's see if we can bring Dee up without losing Roz and I together.
Yes.
Oh, goodness. There we go. Hang on, we moved on. Go solo. There we are. We're all going to be solo off. So, hey, honey, how you going?
And
let me unmute you. That will help. There we go. It's
Hello.
Leanne forgetting to push the buttons tonight. How are you?
I'm good. I've had a really good day.
Beautiful.
So,
excellent. So you have a good week as well?
a weird week. I'm in Cairns.
Yeah.
I made it.
Nice.
Yes. Yeah. It's going really well, but I had something woke me up last night, as if something like a cat or something was jumping on my chest.
Yeah.
And it woke me up.
Okay.
And then I felt like there was someone in the room with me, but there wasn't. And then I finally got the shit, you know, and I turned around and I said, what the hell do you want? And it just disappeared. Because I was getting cranky that I wanted to go to sleep. So I don't know who that is or what I'm meant to do, but it was like, please, I'm getting a night's sleep.
Yeah.
Well, that's good way to treat it.
That's it. And sometimes it is about setting those boundaries. And, you know, for me, a lot of you have heard me say that I used to set my boundaries going to bed. My room was out of bounds.
Yep.
They can talk to me when the sun's up. If they wake me up at night, I know that it's urgent, but it has to be urgent. There's got to be that level of respect, sort of thing. So I always say, and Ros might want to put a bit on how she reacts to things like that in a second as well. But I always say, trust your first instincts. You know, what is it that's come through? Does it feel familiar to you? Like you said, a cat. It may have been a cat in spirit, sort of thing, if it's that same sort of energy. It could be something that's connected to the house, the property there as well.
Could be, because I'm staying at my mother-in-law's place and they had cats. So I've never had a cat before this one. But it felt like my cat was jumping on me.
Yeah.
And then once I orientated, hey, I'm not at home. It can't be. And then it was like blackness, like a black shadowy thing around me, just kept me awake. And I was like, for Christ's sake, I've just gotten to sleep. Just back off.
Yeah. And I don't know about you, Ros, but I am finding energies are quite more heightened at the moment.
They are very heightened.
Yeah, there is there is more presence happening, and in that sort of situation. And if you really feel like that, like Leanne said, it is the boundaries. You just say, "Look, hang on, please leave." As far as the cat goes, I immediately felt like that's a familiar. So as far as either it is your cat in spirit visiting you, as far as she was probably your familiar, and a familiar is to do with the Wiccan, I think, just memory from some of the stuff I've learned, read or learnt over the time. It's not a what do you call it? Well, it's not really a belief system. It's a way of living in the Wiccan sense or pagan sense. I have not followed that path specifically. For me, it's just spirituality. You gather to you what you need to believe. So that's a pathway that you're wanting to follow. Maybe it could be the cat being the presence that you need to know there's a familiar around you, and the familiar is that creature, the animal spirit that's yours for that pathway, almost like spirit animals and that type of guide that you might have around you. So that's what I did feel with the cat as being part of that presence for you. Very much and familiar in the nicest sense.
Yeah, it didn't scare me. It didn't anything. I didn't get a fright.
Yeah.
Oh, hang on, I'm going to sneeze. It just gave me like a, no, I'm not going to sneeze. Oh,
Chips.
Someone's playing with my nose.
The dog's playing with my arm. Nose.
I mean, it's that sort of sense. I mean, each person, it's not everybody that might have a tickly nose. It could be something else that you are feeling around you when your particular spirit is around you. It could be the feeling of someone rubbing your shoulder.
Normally it's someone tugging on my doona.
Well,
because you had that the other week.
Yeah, I get that regularly where someone's tugging on my doona and I wake up thinking, oh, Aaron's in the room, he's hit my doona or something, but he's not near me.
The other thing that would be interesting is to actually Google what the spirit meaning of a cat is.
Yeah,
that's true. I never thought to do that.
Side of it as well.
I don't even know why I thought about cat, because it was just that
the first
when you lay there and they come up on you.
Yeah.
That's
the shape, the size, the way.
First thought instinct is usually the right one.
Yeah, I always say trust that. You've heard me say that a million times. Do you trust that first thought sort of thing, because it is that connection with spirit.
But I wasn't frightened. I wasn't anything. But the other one was more an annoyance, and it was just like, look, what the hell do you want? Because I thought it kept going in the back of my mind, ask them what they wanted. But for some reason, I just lost it and sort of snapped. And when I did that, I went back to sleep, and I actually slept through. I had a really good night's sleep.
Yeah. And sometimes it's setting those boundaries. Sometimes we do need to put our feet down. Sometimes I will put it very bluntly if I'm tired and had enough sort of thing. It'll be like, piss off.
Yeah. Just going to say thanks, Keza. I like the permission there too.
It'd like, can you visit me during the day when I'm wide awake, please?
Exactly. And that's the thing.
Would be nice.
Yeah, the other thing too is if there is something that's really important that they need to communicate with you, they will let you know.
Exactly.
Have that sense of the difference of what is an important message and what is, look, hang on, let me alone for now. I really do need to sleep, have that boundary. So.
And if you're not getting the message or understanding the message, ask them to give it to you in a different way that you can understand. Yeah. I usually find they will keep persisting if I'm not getting that message.
Yeah. So they have been in heightened this week, though, like my mum, my granddad, and like Saturday was the 18th. Yeah. And that was when my granddad died in 1979. And it was so strong around me. And it's funny, like I was talking to my cousin, I said, you do know what today is, don't you? And she said, yeah, the day Granddad died. And I said, isn't it funny? I don't remember the date my mum died, anything.
Yeah.
But that date sticks into my head.
Yeah.
And what I did on that day I remember being at the hospital. I remember Mum telling me not to jump the back fence because I was 9.
Yeah.
And I jumped the back fence, got a nail in my foot. She had to take me to the Beresfield Hospital, came home. There was military police there helping us. That granddad had died. They had to help us pack. Then all the petrol strikes were on, so they had to help us get to Richmond and open up petrol stations. And that has stuck in my head. And
It's
yet
funny
all
what
the
you
dates.
remember, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's funny because I was 9 when my grandfather died, like my dad's dad. And I remember the day of his funeral and, you know, staying home from school, going down the park with when I stayed with my other grandparents, waiting for my parents to pick me up to take me to the funeral, sort of thing. So it's weird how certain things will stick in your head.
I know there was an argument because my birthday happened and they said we can't have the funeral on my birthday.
Yeah.
And then I remember the funeral had to stop because my cousin had to be sent down the front of the church.
Yeah.
And all of us kids got sent down the back of the church. And my uncle said to me, "Don't cry because you've got to be strong for your mum."
Oh, wow.
And I just went, what a thing to say to a kid.
Definitely.
Yeah, exactly.
And then, you know, like my brother and my cousins got hankies at the funeral because no one was looking after us. And tied knots in it and was walking around the funeral with this hanky on their heads with knots in it. Like the things that stick in your mind.
Yeah, I reckon. I love it. So,
But my question tonight is, if I do sewing to make nurses scrubs and that, to give me something to think, do you think it's going to be successful? I don't want it as a business. I want it as a hobby.
Yeah, I get yes. And it's gonna, like you said, it's going to give you something to focus on. So
Yes,
I get
something to
that's
do.
positive. I feel like I want to look at the colours. So I don't know if you're looking at sort of brighter colours or pattern materials.
Patterns and bright colours.
Yeah, beautiful, because I get that uplifting energy sort of thing. So which will help you raise your vibration while you're doing it at the same time. I think
Every time I've seen
idea.
stuff with black, I have gone away from it.
Yeah. And that's what we're finding at the hospital. A lot of them are either in red or in blue scrubs sort of thing. But every now and then you'll get this nurse that will come out in something really colourful and bouncing around. So, and I love it.
Yeah, I think they look gorgeous and they brighten up the day. I know in kids' wards and everything, they've got different colours and stuff
definitely.
like that.
So, yeah, no, I
But
think
I've
it's
got to
great
get something to focus on.
Yeah, and I like your thinking because it's like you're being proactive. You know, when we've got too much time on our hands, we do think, so we keep ourselves busy, sort of thing. So, and
that's where the fear comes in.
Yeah,
the fear of, oh, geez, am I going to like this? Am I going to be able to do this?
Yeah,
but then I'm thinking, no.
Yeah, well, I get a very strong yes
enough.
with it. Yeah.
Oh,
so,
brilliant.
Excellent. So I want to turn it into some sort of fundraiser. So you're thinking a way of turning it into more of a charity type thing?
I don't know. I just thought I'd put it out there and try a couple, see if anyone's interested.
Yep.
And then find out.
Yeah, do it. But also keep your mind open to other options as well that you can bring in as well, sort of thing. Because as much as it's about keeping you busy, I feel there's a way that you can raise money for charity or something like something that's dear to your heart. You know, it might be mental health. It could be whatever you're drawn to. So
yeah, because it's I do so much for everybody else, like Aaron and stuff. And like I do his schoolwork, but when I've got downtime, I've always got someone there and like I've tried reading books, but I can't get into them.
Yeah.
And I just
distractions.
Yeah, and then I had this brilliant idea. I'll get an audio book. That went well.
I keep paying for a membership and have a heap of credits that I need to use. I'm thinking I might cancel that.
Yeah, I think I got to page 2.
Yeah.
And then
I found audiobooks perfect when I was in the car by myself, but at the moment I just don't get time in the car by myself unless it's run to the chemist and home back sort of thing, which is not worth turning it on for. So
no, I just thought I'd had this brilliant idea. No, I'll get it on audiobook. I'll lay down at night during my time.
Yeah.
I'll turn it on and I can listen to it instead of reading it.
Beautiful.
Brilliant idea that was.
You close your eyes.
I've been with you there, Dee, because I can't listen to a book. A book is to read. So that's
exactly. So I went out and bought the damn book as well.
Double the cost.
Oh, yeah,
I
they
love
are.
it.
I do ebooks, so yeah.
Yeah. All right, gorgeous lady. You have to let us know how it all goes with the scrubs and stuff.
I will. Well, I'm
That's
up here for
exciting.
2.5 weeks, and then I'll go home and start sorting it out.
Yeah,
Mm.
start doing some
Okay.
homework into it.
I am going to do some homework while I'm here. My homework.
Yes,
Mm.
good. Not
Mine.
school homework, not grandson
Well,
homework.
it's a funny thing because the card that was on the top of the pile that I got for you was find your own space and feel content and safe doing, and that is doing what you want to do in your home
Yeah.
space. So there
Perfect.
you go.
And I
Good job
split the
on
deck
that
and I got the rings, the coming together
one.
sort of thing. So
Cool.
it'll all come
Oh,
together.
that's
Perfect.
I was going to ask for a card off you, and I forgot.
Alice must have known something.
Well, I just knew I had to pick that one up, and like I just have them sitting there. I don't shuffle as much. What's next is the one you get, and that's how spirit does rig it. You know, it is there for that purpose. So
Yeah,
You
beautiful.
know me too well.
Yeah, I love it. Gorgeous. All right, honey. Well,
Okay.
you take care. Good to see you. And you have a safe trip
Thank
home in a
you.
couple of weeks.
You have a
I'm
good
sure we'll see
night.
you. We will. Thanks, hon.
Bye,
Bye.
guys.
Now I've got to hit the hide button. I have it right.
Oh.
Tony is just commenting she loves your hair.
Oh, thank you, Tony. I did see that, but I want to plug.
Yeah.
Sip.
Yeah, you go for it, hun. And lots of love to you, Tony. All right, let's bring Tina up and say hello. Now I've got to switch
Hello.
that up. Oh, look now, Roz, it's gone again.
Can you hear me?
Oh,
I can hear you. We just can't
it's on
see
camera,
you.
yeah.
Oh, there we go. Excellent.
You should be able to switch them round still so that she's in the centre.
Okay.
You just hold and drag those little boxes around.
Oh, I just learned something. We'll drop you in.
Supposed to.
Supposed to. Yeah, it's not working, Roz.
That'll be right. Oh,
That's okay. How are you, hun? Good to see you. I think your first time up on the screen with us, aren't you?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Excellent. How you been?
I'm good. Yeah, I've really started to really trying to think about listening into my intuition,
Good.
and it actually like helped me yesterday because I had to babysit, so I had to go to all the way to Hackham.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And they actually stopped me 3 times from having an accident on the same day.
Wow. It's incredible how they can do that. I love it.
I was amazed, and I honestly I couldn't have thanked them enough because just especially on because you know where I'm on the Eleanor Terrace.
Yep.
Where you dropped it off.
Yes.
And it was only on that road. It was in T Junction one.
Oh wow.
And I stopped and I looked both ways and I thought, oh, nothing. So I looked again, nothing. And then the voice in my head's going, you need to look again. I looked again. I still did not see it. And I went and I just missed him.
Wow.
So if I didn't have done that third look, what they told me to, I would have hit him.
That's it. And that road in Murray Bridge is pretty hectic. So
Yeah.
As a kid, I remember it being pretty hectic, and the amount of people that go through those stop signs.
Oh,
way
yeah,
signs,
definitely, yeah.
incredible. So,
Yeah, but no, I was so lucky.
When things like that happen, I always like to say thank you. It's the same when
I did.
I get an email with a booking come through. I just thank you. I always repeat it 3 times. I don't know why.
Yeah. I was thanking them the whole way to my door.
That's it.
And then the other 2 times, and I'm like, oh my God, thank you again.
I love it. Did you have a question you'd like to ask?
It's not. I guess it's not really a question. It's more like enhancing. Like my problem is believing the intuition.
Yep.
Because I get told things like I get like premonitions of things that are going to happen to me or my partner or whatever, but I can't stop it from happening.
Yeah.
So I'll get the premonition like, I'll burn my foot, and I know I'm going to burn my foot, but I can't stop burning my foot.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, I think it's more about the preparation for that event happening. Years ago, my dad cut the top half of his thumb off just above or below the nail bed, it's probably the best way to explain it, on a lathe. And he knew it was going to happen, but at the same time, he didn't take his hand away. And I'm like, Dad, why wouldn't you move your hand? And he did the same thing. I don't know. It was
Yeah,
kind of like,
I don't get it.
yeah, it's kind of like you know it's coming, but
Yeah.
you can't react
You
to
do
that.
know it's coming because you've
Yeah.
seen it.
Yeah, exactly.
I usually get the premonitions 1 or 2 days before.
Yep.
So I know what's going to happen, but
Yeah.
I've never been able to stop it from happening.
Well,
Yeah.
it would still happen in another form because that's what's
Yeah,
meant to
it's
be.
meant to.
So even if you
Okay.
stop the first, it
Yeah.
happens still in a different form, but with the same result type thing.
So it's probably better to get it over and done with.
Yeah.
Get the pain out of the way.
There was this time that was actually really good because this is when I was selling my previous house, and I was in the kitchen. We'd been painting and putting things in boxes and everything. And I actually had the premonition that I was going to stand up on the chair in there, getting all the stuff out of the cupboards and stuff like this, and that I was going to lose my balance. And I was able, and also they said that I can call upon them for help when I fall, right? So I don't think, what a silly thing to come up with that. Anyway, so what do? I stand up and there I go. And there I went. I was literally wobbling to and fro. And I just went, oh my God, It's happening, what you told me. And I said, and I know you can stop this. I know you can stop me from falling. And then literally I felt something from behind, pushed me, I stopped the wobbles, and I was able to grab on.
Yeah.
How weird's that?
Incredible, isn't that? That's it.
But they told me to for myself to prove it is to ask them for help right when I really needed that help.
Yeah. And that's the thing. The more we ask, the more we receive, sort of thing, in that sense. I quite often ask for signs with things going on and whatnot. And it's the same with I've been asked, I don't know how many times now, with my daughter's illness. Did you not know it was coming? Yes, I knew something was coming that was going to be serious, but I didn't know exactly what it was, because sometimes we need to allow things to happen. And by knowing, it doesn't mean it's going to change the outcome of it, sort of thing. But at the same time, it was enough to prepare me to have the strength to be there, to be the support she needed with that news, and then work through it with as a family, sort of thing. So,
But what is it that's telling me? Is it my guides that are telling me? I don't know, where the premonitions are coming from, I guess.
Yeah, I would say it's a higher force. I've just had something float above me. It was a shadow.
What do you actually feel for yourself that it
Yeah.
actually is? Do you feel it's angelic? Do you feel it's higher self? Do you feel, if you really searched into that, what do you feel is that connection?
And that's a really good point, because it is trusting that what you feel in yourself, sort of thing.
I feel it's my guide saying it to me.
Yeah.
And I've only just found out, my niece that I haven't seen since a little child, and she's now living in Dubai. I was talking to my sister-in-law, and she was telling me about Anna, that she gets premonitions, and I went, oh my God, there's somebody else in the family that gets it.
Yeah.
I'm not nuts.
Yeah. And it quite often, I've got things moving around me now. It's like I'm seeing shadows. Thought it was my daughter walks through, but it wasn't. The dog's gone, so it's not her. So, but I can't remember where I was going
because
with that.
because I
In the
never
family,
knew that anybody in the family had these gifts. So
yeah, and
it spun me out.
I think quite often we do, when we look back, we do find that it is very much through the family. For me, I go back on Dad's side of the family, and one of his I think it was a great aunt in the family tree was actually acknowledged as being a witch, but she read tea leaves, sort of thing. So back those days, they put that label on them, sort of thing. So Dad's quite intuitive, and since I've come out and focused my energy on my gifts and building that, I've had cousins come out and say, oh, I've got similar abilities, but never trusted or done anything with it. So
it's a whole trusting, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's something that even as children, when we first start experiencing what we do as the otherworldly stuff, and you start to mention it, parents will sort of, really crunch it.
Yeah.
Ignore it and say, no, you're just being silly. It's imaginary. So we have to actually taught to acknowledge that we have these sensations and senses that are the extra that we need to actually be building up, not discouraging. So it's
See, when I was a kid growing up, because my mum was an older mother, she was 43 when she had me, and I always remember her, and I used to always joke to her that, Mum, you can talk to anything. You can talk to the walls, the ceiling, the this, the this. Right? Now I realise, and her thing was, well, I always get the answer that I want if I talk to myself. Now I believe that she was outrightly talking to her guides, but she had no idea. She just thought she was talking to herself.
Yeah, that's it. Just excuse me for 1 sec, Ros. If you want to keep talking, I'm just going to let this dog out because she's getting very anxious. Wait me a sec.
It's one of the things that you can have the very best arguments and discussions with yourself when you have those moments. But it is almost that self-talk that is discovering that inner understanding, because that's how we can understand it sometimes. You don't have to be talking to a person all the time. It could be that you're sort of sensing is that higher self or higher wisdom. The knowing all the time, we just don't acknowledge it. So
So here's a good test for you, Viv. I'm going to use you as an example, honey. She's put up a question. She wants to know, hi, do you see me receiving the money I've asked for? First thought, hun, yes or no? What comes into your head?
Mine was yes.
I got yes too, Ross.
Yes.
See? Trust that first thought. So Viv, all three of us have got a yes on that with that side of it. Yeah. And Tony's saying, oh my gosh, that happens to a friend of mine with the chair falling off. Yeah. So and it is really trusting that stuff that comes through. And the more we trust, the more we strengthen it, and the more, it will keep flowing as well with that.
And it
it's learning to trust.
That's
those
it.
little niggles and messages can be very strong feeling too. So
they are.
But it's even those first impulses that think, oh, I think I've got a yes with that, instead of saying yes. Yes, rather than just a little doubt first,
Yeah. And we've got some intuitive people here saying yes. So Sarah's saying yes, Tony's saying yes.
Yeah.
Beautiful. So and Viv is saying thank you, ladies. So thank you. And hey, Jody is saying hi, ladies. Beautiful. So and I'm always here if you want to learn more about this stuff. We can do one-on-one or the online workshops and stuff like that. So
I've done the one work the video one.
Yes, the level 1.
But I haven't connected you yet.
Yeah. Well, when you're ready to do that, let's do that, and we'll go through it and sort of take it from there. That's the thing. Excellent.
Definitely.
Well, it was good to see you. Thank you for coming up and saying hello and coming on with us.
Because this is a big gutsy thing too.
Being on a live stream.
That's it. We'll have you doing this in no time in your own
I'm going to do this.
Yeah. And it really isn't hard. Once you get past that fear, those nerves, you forget that you're talking to a camera.
Yes.
I see your face. My camera I've set up so I can see your faces right next to it. So it still looks like we're looking at our cameras, but we can see we're talking to you on the phone or whatever.
Well, thank you, ladies.
The more you do, the easier it becomes.
So true. And then it gets addictive.
Yes. Very addictive.
I'm gathering.
Yeah, that's it.
Well, thank you very much, ladies.
You're very welcome. It's our pleasure. You take care. Good to see you.
You too.
Thanks, hon. Bye. Hey, another beautiful soul. There's so many gorgeous souls we get to meet, Ros, doing this, isn't there?
It is. And that one worked. You didn't have her by herself at the end.
I know. And I was going to say, I think I'm pushing the right buttons now, but I'm sure they're the same buttons that I was pushing before. So, excellent.
Yeah.
We do have Jen in the waiting room as well, but we will bring her up in the moment. I'm just going to bring up some people that are asking for cards. Do you feel like doing
Yes.
one-on-one cards.
There we go.
So
I'm just cutting them and picking one out of it.
perfect. Well, you go first. I've got the rooster, but you can.
So
lead.
for you, Joanne, I've got the emotions. So acknowledge your feelings while being present in this moment. And it really is, it's not judging what the emotion is. It's putting yourself in that space and place that you can just acknowledge that you're having them. And it's quite human to have emotions, but it's also tapping into that inner depth of who we are in our connection with spirit, because that's where that learning is by our emotions and understanding the why. And it just flows. It really brings us into being that more present person in a real sense by experiencing emotion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And to add to that, I've got the rooster, which is a really good card to go with what Ros was just talking about with the emotions, because it's also being careful of the ego that comes into play, whether it's our own ego or the ego of others and the effects that it can have on us either way in that sense. Okay. So much love to you, honey. All right. Tony is asking, hi, ladies, wondering if I'm moving again, please. I get a yes with that, but in time.
Yeah, I did see that and thought the same, yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
What caught your attention?
I just got that card for it as well.
The chest.
The chest. It's almost like the packing, unpacking, and the treasures that you find that you forget you have. I've still got unpacked boxes from a move ago. I have no idea what's in them.
Do you know what? I think I'm in the same boat, and we've been here over 4 years now.
Well, I've been 2 years back here, or is it 3 now? God, time goes.
It does.
It really is. It's really checking into that you have as abundance, and it's not just in the things that we have.
Yeah. And I've got the fire, so it's very much about taking control. Look at that power within, sort of thing. Find that fire, that deep fire within the soul levels. It helps if I can get my English out right. Go deep within. Find that fire within your belly, honey.
Yeah. It's interesting when you say English, because there's, just as we go through Facebook sometimes, we have a lot of other influences moving in and out of our lives. And even just the connections with Facebook at times, and let's do this challenge and that challenge. And there was one that I saw through the afternoon was, let's share our YouTube channels and subscribe to each other and do that type of thing. And one of them had their link there, and I went to have a look because I like to look at some of the videos.
Yeah.
And it's not in it wasn't in English. I'm thinking, well, that's interesting. She's sharing something that's not in English. There was 1 or 2 scattered, but I had to hunt. The first couple were in some other language. I had no idea what she was talking about.
Do they have an interpretation button on them?
They do have the closed captions, but I don't read that quick.
Nah, me either.
Not when you're speaking. And it sort of takes a little bit of that edge off, but it's still, you can feel through the tone of the voice, and why I went into sound therapy. You feel the energy through what is the voice and the vibrations that we put off, share. And even in the body language, in how we hold ourselves, in how we actually have, even the sitting straight or something like that, you can feel the energy and positiveness around people, or whether they're all dumb and glum. It just inspired me to sort of think, oh, I've got to do a bit more on my YouTube that's different, and, have a little bit of variety in life. It really creates what is a broadening of our own experience and understanding. So where did that come from? Spirit.
Exactly. That's it. It was like me coming up with the idea of talking about fear, and then Sheree sort of brought it up. So I love it. So, and it was meant to be. Julie's saying, hi, ladies. Do you have any messages for me regarding my career in the next 12 months? The card I pulled is actually the Crown card, and it's more about going into that inner power, standing in your strengths. Go back within and look at what keeps you driven, the passion in that sense. Okay, don't take the easy path. Stand in that power and own what you do.
And look at the footsteps. What the footsteps create? It's a pathway. You're following a path, or you're wanting to create a new. What I'm feeling with this, because it is the 22 card, it is a double angelic number, one of those master numbers. So just be aware that what actions you do put into place have consequences. So be conscious of those imprints, that they're going to be that good marker for those who are going to follow, that you are creating a new pathway. So what is in for your career coming up, it's going to be one of influence and notice in some respect. I don't know what that notice is yet. That's something you're needing to discover yet. Feel what, like Leanne said, what's your passion?
Yeah, that's it. Beautiful. And hey, Jody is asking for a card. So I've cut the deck. I've got the path. You got the star.
You've got the path.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. So it's time. The path is, oh God, I can't even read it. I do have my glasses on too. The path is not always easy. Believe in the journey. So look at the journey that you're on, honey. Look at where you've come, because you are heading in the right direction. You are right where you need to be currently.
And with the star, what was the Star of Bethlehem doing? It was guiding. It was guiding the three wise men on the path toward Jesus. What this is looking at is how you manifest what you're wanting and following that pathway. Visualize what you want and plan it that way so that you are actually setting the goals in the right direction. Their goal was to find this new king. What your goal is, yet to be discovered, but you know within your inner self what you love and desire and what may be your passion. Even if you're still doubting it at the moment, start to trust what Spirit's guiding you toward.
Yeah.
Through the
Beautiful.
stars and the dreams that can come true.
Yeah, that's it. There's a couple of people that's caught my attention here. Peter just saying, any insight, my direction with life, feeling very uncertain with things at the moment. And then there was somebody else that was Mayweather just saying needing our help, ladies. With those two comments, I'm very much drawn to everything's up in the air for a reason at the moment. Go back within, take the deep breath, ground yourself, and find that balance. And when you do, you're going to find that the clearer pictures are going to come through. That clarity will be strong, sort of thing. Things are unsettled at the moment because you're a little bit out of alignment, okay? And the universe is testing us, and it is about moving a lot of the old, let's call it crap, from the past. I put it so nicely tonight, and clearing that energy out to make room for what is to come. All right, so that's where I get with that. The other one was, and I know you don't touch on health, Ros, but Terry is asking, will my health get better, please? For me, go on, you can go first time.
I'm feeling a need to at least definitely have it checked further.
Yeah. So get it checked out. But also, I quite often encourage people to do a meditation, go within and go into that area where the problem sort of sits. You know, for my daughter going through chemo, I've said to her, tomorrow when you're having that chemo, breathe through it, make peace with that medication, because it's actually there to kill off the bad cells. So see it as a positive going in, moving out the negatives type of thing. And when we can align ourselves in that energy with whatever we are doing, we will find that things will move easier rather than fighting it. So if you resist, you're going to struggle more. If you go with the flow and make peace with it, more than likely, being in that mindset, you're going to find things a lot easier to cope with in that way. So just do the breath where go back within, align yourself, heal from within, seeing those cells being healthy. All right. But if you're worried about it, please do get it checked.
And certainly with some of what skills we've lost over time in using our natural therapies or natural knowledge, we still have some skills within to be able to at least point us to what the intuitive senses, I'm thinking of medical mediumship type of thing, that each and every one of us, when we tune into our body, we do have some sense of what is out of balance for it. So trust that and treat the symptoms as you feel is the best, with the advice of those that you do trust in whether it's allopathic or whether it's natural or whatever. Definitely tap into the inner first, though, to really sense what you're needing.
That's it. All right. So let's bring the beautiful Jen up and say hello and see how Mr. Travel Man is going. Hey, gorgeous. How you going?
Jenny.
Oh, we can't hear. Hang on. I've got to unmute you. There we go.
Hi.
Hey, we can hear you now.
Sorry, I was just getting comfortable. I'm packing my bag for tomorrow to get myself ready. No, don't get excited.
Oh, I was going to say, where are we off to?
To go to the gym for a swim in the morning.
I am disappointed.
Tomorrow's my swimming day too.
I'll think of you both while I'm warm in bed in the morning.
It's a heated pool.
It's a heated pool, and I go to the sauna afterwards as well.
Oh, I don't like
nice.
sauna. That's too hot.
Yeah.
I love it.
I've been meaning to get in my massage chair for the last 2 days and I still haven't got this.
Wonderful.
How is it?
It is amazing. And I've worked out there's a heat button, so that's even
Oh,
better.
I haven't heard of that. What's your massage chair?
Oh, hang on. Let's see if I can turn there.
Oh, it's not one of those cocoons. Oh, it is.
Yeah, it is. And it vibrates. And I
Yeah.
said to my mum the other day, I'm actually a little bit concerned it has an obsession with my bum. It makes everything wiggle.
I've tried one, and one of the things that I'm not into really feeling the claustrophobic.
Me either.
My girlfriend had one, and it sort of felt like it was grabbing my arms and legs and locking
Yeah.
me in. And I thought, oh, if the power goes off, I'm stuck in this.
I would think the airbags would go down, Roz, but I'm the
Oh,
same.
God,
I can't
yeah.
put my arms in the arm side to have the armrest
Yeah.
and the massage on the arms because I feel claustrophobic with it.
Yeah.
But I've also worked out the airbags, you can back off the intensity of them, so you're not feeling
Yeah.
so cocooned,
Yeah.
sort of thing. So yeah,
I
but
enjoy that.
my poor oldest daughter, I should say, old daughter. God, that makes me even really old. Bring my other daughter.
Get on it.
That's it.
Good one, Ma.
That's it. So the first time I was in it, Ebony rang Tara. Tara was sitting in the room with me, and I'm moaning and groaning, and she's like, "My God, what is Mum doing?"
Having an orgasm.
Yeah, well, I said something along the lines of getting loose and something else, and she's like, "Mum," I'm like, "Ebony."
Oh, sorry.
Mum hasn't been game enough to get on it
I
yet.
think
Dad
I've
loves
had a
it.
bit
He
too
was
many of these.
he was moving in with me there for a while. Oh, Mum had him moving in with me.
Mhm.
So beautiful.
Oh,
So how's your week been, honey?
Yeah, it's been okay. It's been very busy. I've only just logged off work, so I'm still a little bit, when you finish, you just need a little bit of time to decompress. So I'm still in that mode at the moment, but I have to get my stuff ready for tomorrow and then get to bed because it's very much past my bedtime.
See, there's a reason why we moved the show half an hour earlier, but
Yes,
we're still
thank
on
you.
10 minutes over.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
yeah, my bedtime's midnight. What do you think?
Oh, yeah, mine's between 11 and 12 lately,
Yeah,
but
it is.
still.
Mine's like
Mine's 11.
literally 9 o'clock, like 9:30 usually is good, but I do wake up at about 5 at the moment.
Oh, wait,
Yeah.
5 or 6. Yeah.
Is that
Oh,
wake up at
goodness.
5 and stay awake for a bit and then fall back to sleep, or you're just waking up getting ready to go?
No, I'm waking up and then going for a swim and then sitting in the sauna.
Mm.
So,
Yeah, nice.
I go swimming with you, but not the sauna. Yes.
Yeah.
Roz, I could not get that little sleep. If I got only 6 hours, 5-6 hours a night, I would not be a pleasant
Oh, really?
person.
That's all I run on usually is
Yeah,
5 or
it's
6 hours.
many,
But
many years. Yeah.
yeah,
What the
but
life is.
yeah, I must admit lately, this last couple of weeks, I've been having afternoon naps. Yesterday we went out for lunch with my husband and Tara and I came home and it was like, let's just go to bed. And I slept for 2 odd hours and then I was still ready to go back to bed by about 7 o'clock. So
Yeah, look, sometimes you just
Everybody
need
needs
it. Yeah.
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 Odd times I'll sleep,
Yeah.
have a nana nap, but not often. I'm a legit nana.
Oh, dear.
That's it.
Yeah.
Did you have a question you'd like to ask, Han?
Oh, do I want to ask it? Do I?
Well, you got both of us
Hey,
tonight.
what's the question?
Well, you know who the question. Look, no, actually, Roz, that is a very good question. What is the question? We know who the question is in relation to, but
does
don't
she
know
wanna know?
what the question is. I don't actually know what I want to know. I literally don't know what the question is. Like, just what's going on? I don't know. Like, is that the question?
Yeah.
Why are you not wanting to make a decision for yourself around that relationship?
Is that what the question
And
is?
I'll throw it back at you.
No,
Yeah.
I know what the decision is. That I know what it is. I guess it's trying to figure out what the direct question is that I have. Now I've got two of you looking at me. I'm like,
So to add to that, what's the fear around asking that question?
I don't know. Well, I think I've said this before. Like sometimes I see people and they become like a little bit reliant on this. I can't quite read it. Judgment.
It's
Oh,
the judgment.
So saying the 56, I knew exactly what it was.
what does that mean?
Well, what it's saying, you don't know the paths of others. Well, I don't think it's quite that, although none of us actually ever know the full pathway that someone else has trod, but it is watching what are your motives around it, and there's no judgment required. It's just understanding the what is. And if it's what you're feeling as the situation is, you need to make a decision around continue not. Or not, sort of. So it is along that, and no judgment required, right?
So Roz, you I can't remember exactly what your words were, but it was something about like, figure out what it is that you want. And I was like, oh, I know what I want, but I may need to click over past 9:30.
No, it's why you're not making the decision you know you need to know.
Yeah.
Mate. Yes.
And I drew the dagger for you.
And I know what that means.
Yeah, and it's very much about the courage, the protection, surrounding yourself and breaking free from those habits. Because the habits, the old circles, is what's holding you back. So release what is unwanted. Let go of the attachments that are there.
So okay, so break it down. Tell me, like, what do I, what's this all pointing to? It's pointing to,
control, the fear of old habits coming back in, old patterns, the fear of putting yourself out there and making that commitment is what I'm being drawn to at the moment.
But
so,
I put myself out there and then I
really put yourself out there.
I mean, I feel like I did, and I don't know. I said last week, I'm just a little bit sick of the lackluster responses, which I still am. And so, my decision, Roz, is just to let it sit. Leave
it up to him to make the first move, sort of thing. But at the same time, it's like you, in a sense, in that controlled sort of state, you expect that answer straight away. And when you don't get that response that that either way, it eats at you in that sense.
Of
but at the same, and it's natural.
Everything straight away. What do you mean?
Yeah, well, I'm impatient too, but at the same time, I think part of that is part of the lesson in all this as well, is letting go and going with the flow and trusting in the situation. For me, I get, yes, you put yourself out there, you ask that question, but really put yourself out there. Put your heart on the line.
But my heart's
not be guarded a little.
But I feel like my heart's not really on offer. I don't really know him. Like, to be perfectly honest, and I don't think he really knows me either. Like, and it's just like, look, you seem fine, but in order for me to put my heart on the line, I'd need to know someone to know that it's worthwhile to do that, right? Why are you laughing?
It's not trusting fully in what that instinct, that inner gut is telling you to shift forward in it or not. So it's still that lack of decision of, am I really wanting to move it forward or not? It's almost like being like the waves on an ocean, going in and out without just landing and moving it forward. To me, with the dagger there as well too, is be prepared to cut the cords once you decide. But it's not saying that that's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But it's, cut the bullshit.
Yeah.
Well, he's giving you plenty of that in making you hang around.
It's take the step or not, that type of thing,
Well, I feel like not doing anything is the step. Like I feel
Oh,
like
look,
that.
it can be, but how long are you really wanting to wait and waste time?
Well,
And I actually had that conversation with somebody today. You can only take so much action and responsibility. Others need to step up and meet you halfway. And if they're not, then walk away from it. Let them chase you.
Yeah, what's
That sort of thing.
And look, in all honesty, I'm not waiting. Like it's not as if I'm excluding all others, because let's face it, it's not like people are knocking down my door to be like, hey. So I'm not waiting. Like genuinely, if I met somebody, then that's great. But the chances at the moment when I go to bed at 9 o'clock of me meeting someone is pretty low. So
that's it. Well, Jen, whatever happens, you've got to keep us updated, because a few of my followers have said to me, we really love getting on the show on Wednesday night just to follow Jen's stories. So there you go. I've heard that a bit lately.
And look, nothing's really happening. It's just me being, kind of nothing. Like just say, yep, nothing's happening again. I'm gonna go to bed. All right. So,
but hey, maybe you're giving them that hope, and it gives them something to wait for next week.
Maybe.
In your life, your beautiful smile.
We'll see what happens. I highly doubt that anything is going to happen in the next week. But who knows? Maybe something will. But I'm certainly not holding my breath. I'm like, oh look, nothing.
Well, I'll make a prediction. Lots of swimming and lots of saunas in the next week.
Yes. Unless I get so lazy that I don't get out of bed. But
Can't see that happening. Not yet. Not yet. Maybe in a couple of weeks' time.
Oh dear.
Beautiful. All right, Hum. Well, I wish you luck. Good on you for getting up early in the morning and going to the gym. Do a couple of laps for me, won't you?
No. My laps are enough. My laps are enough. I'm not doing more laps for someone else.
I'll just take a couple from you then.
That's fair. That's okay.
That's fair. All right. Thanks for joining. Take care, hon. Bye. Oh, I love it. Love the smiles, the energy. So I know we have gone over time, Ross. Michaela's saying, love your energy, Jen. And that's the thing, people do get very much drawn into Jen's energy and the laughter, the smiles, and more people around like that, the better, I say. And so I know she gets frustrated at times, but still, we love Jen. Wonderful. I know there's a few people, Roz, that have asked questions, so I figured we could just pull a card for a general one for those that we haven't got to. A big hello. I did put a couple of names up there for people that are new to the page or new to the show as well. Thank you for joining in. And the other thing on top of that is Roz does lives every morning. What time is that? 8 o'clock?
8:30? At 8 o'clock Adelaide time, when I hit that button properly.
Yeah.
This mornings I'd goofed up.
Oh, no.
Because the day before I'd done a mobile Be Live as I took Peanuts for a walk, and the settings stay on screen in our Be Live. Did you know?
No, I didn't know that.
I found that out this morning. I went live and I thought, there's only 2 little dots up the top. And it said again, as in walk again. It was so I had to quickly finish that one and start again on the scheduled post.
Goodness.
Duh.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's it. And Roz is also live at 7:30 on Friday nights. And I usually join in, but at the moment things going on, so I will pop in and out at times on those shows as well with Roz. So do you want to go first for yours, hon?
So infinity, when you look at the infinity symbol, it's actually a circle, even though these ones are done in beautiful heart designs. When you actually do an infinity symbol or the number 8, it can be the circle that is twisted just the half, so that it creates that never-ending cycle of what is abundance. So what it is this circle of life. We learn and move forward on our journey. It is a continuity, and it does not end with our death. We are a soul that's experiencing our journey here in a body. So when we look at our life like that, we are continuing onward with beautiful lessons and experiences into that next lifetime, into the next existence, whatever that may be.
Yeah.
So that's the message I've shared.
Yeah. And I've got the dream catcher. So while you're on that journey and you're moving through that, make sure you have that clear vision of what it is that you're working towards. Have those dreams, make them become reality. When you focus in and align yourself in that energy, things will flow in the way they need to. All right. It's a beautiful way to finish off the show. Excellent. Well, thank you everybody for joining in. I will keep to the 8 o'clock time frame each week. We're getting old, aren't we, Roz? It's like we need to go to bed earlier.
I'm 10 years older than you. Or
Just
is that
slightly.
12? Hang on. How many is it? Is it 12 or is it 10?
I think it's 12.
I'm 12 years older than you. Am I getting old? No.
We're only as old as we feel.
But you know what? It gives me a lot more freedom to do what I friggin' well want when I want.
Exactly. That's it. And that's what it's about, having fun.
It is.
Bring that joy into your life. And I love this. Kim is just saying she loves Roz's lives
It
on the
is,
way to
and
work.
It's so gorgeous, the little mini family that's growing. And even though it's becoming into that knowing each other without actually having met people.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's just that growing energy of that connection that's really definitely a spirit connection. We are on a different realm through, you know, it's trusting what spirit is preparing for us, what we've got that we've agreed to being part of because we have. So, and it really does come down to trust, and that ultimate really is that unconditional love that we can share, even though the world doesn't look like it's doing much of that.
No. Well, hey, it's our job to keep spreading it.
It is.
That's it. And Joe's saying it's nice to see you girls having a good laugh and have enjoyed tonight. Thank you very much. You're welcome. And Kim says, laugh out loud. Thank you, ladies. And somebody said Keza said it felt like Friday night. And Sarah says
And
she
that's
loves
only
her
2
morning.
days away.
Yeah, that's it. So hopefully
I might have something different planned for this coming Friday. Who knows? I like the buttons. Yeah.
Exactly. And if my week settles down, I might be able to get there. So depending on how chemo goes tomorrow.
Yes.
Excellent. Thank you, Roz. It's been a pleasure, like normal.
Yeah.
You're welcome. I love our laughter and our
Anytime.
time together. So I will have to come for a drive and see you because I still have an orange bag with clothes of yours here that you left in my car.
By summer, I might still fit into it.
Well, hey, out doing those walks, I wouldn't see one of your videos walking up the hill to the beach.
All I can hear myself doing is as I'm climbing up the hill. Yes.
Yeah, that's it. So beautiful. Good on you for getting out there. That's what I say. And peanuts as well. All right. Thank you, honey. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. Please do check out my website, leannewinston.com. I am still doing some online readings. Roz, where can people catch you for readings or book a reading?
Well, rosboundy.com.au. I have an AU after mine. I'm creating a new website that is going to be thatpsychic.online, but I haven't got it up and running yet. But you'll be alerted when that happens. So that's going to be all the psychic stuff only. So, yeah.
Excellent.
Yes.
All right. Well, take care. Have a beautiful week. Nurture yourselves. Look at what's coming up. And please trust your intuition because you've got it for a reason.
Absolutely.
All right. Okay. Thanks, Roz.
Thanks,
Bye,
everyone.
all. Bye.